So today in Math with McComish, we're going to go over evaluating an expression for a given value. So if you have an algebraic expression, you can substitute a number in for the variable and solve for that value. So in this way, you can use an expression to help you solve a problem. So let's just look at some examples. So we have a couple expressions here. We're going to evaluate the expression if n were equal to 5. So instead of n in the question, we're going to replace it with 5. Well, you have to know what this expression says first. So number 1 says 4 multiplied by a number plus 7. Okay, so instead of just multiplied by a random number, we're going to replace it with 5 in this case. Okay, so this would be 4 multiplied by 5 plus 7. So that would be 20 plus 7. So that would equal 27. Okay, so if n were equal to 5, that expression would equal 27. All right, number 2 says 100 subtract 2 times n, 2 times a number. So this would be 100 minus 2 times 5. So 100 minus 10, which is 90. Now we could do this for any value. It depends on what the question asks you or what you want to find out. So we could do it for if n equaled 8. Well, in the first one, if n equaled 8, 4 times 8 is 32, plus 9 would be 39. Okay, on the bottom one, number 2, 100 minus 2 times 8. Well, 2 times 8 is 16, so 100 minus 16 is 84. So it just depends on what the question asks you. You might have an equation that looks like this, y equals 4x plus 2. Well, this says a number equals 4 times a different number plus 2. So if x were to equal 10, I want to know what y equals. Well, instead of x, we're going to put in 10. And we're going to solve. 4 times 10 is 40, plus 2 is 42. So y would equal 42 if x equaled 10. If x equaled 8, y would equal 4 times 8 plus 2, which would be 34. So y equals 34. So in this case, y would equal 42, 34. If x was 5, 4 times 5 is 20, plus 2 would be 22. If x was 0, we would do 4 times 0, which is 0, plus 2, so the y would be 2. So each value corresponds with another one, but we have to substitute it into the equation to see what that would be. So let's look at a couple word problems. Coy is organizing a calf roping jackpot. He thinks he needs about 2 calves per cowboy, plus he wants to bring in 10 extra calves just in case. So let's write an expression to show this first. Okay, so what we're going to say is we're going to make C our number of cowboys. Okay, and we want to know how many calves. Well, you need 2 calves per cowboy. So 2 multiplied by however many cowboys there are. But he also wants to bring in 10 more just in case. So that's our constant because it doesn't matter how many cowboys show up. He wants to have that 10 no matter what. And then 2 times however many cowboys for the number of calves. So that's our expression. Now, the question might ask you if 30 cowboys came, how many calves would Coy need? So we're going to take our expression, the 2c plus 10. Instead of c, c represents how many cowboys. Well, we have a value for that right now, so we're going to sub that in. We're going to go 2 times 30 plus 10. So 2 times 30 is 60 plus 10. So that would be 70 calves is how many Coy would want, just in case. Now you could do that with any value. That's the beauty of using an expression, is that it's a pattern rule that works for any number. All right, Ashton decides to become a vacuum salesman. The boss said he gets $30 a day, but he also gets $15 for every vacuum he sells. So we're going to write an expression to show how much he can make in just one day. Okay, so if he's a good salesman, he'll make more money. If not, he'll make less. But the boss is nice and gives him $30 no matter what. So that's our constant for that day. Okay, plus we'll say V represents how many vacuums he sells. And he gets $15 per vacuum. So we're going to go 15 multiplied by however many vacuums plus 30, and you would get your cost or how much he makes. Okay, that's our expression. So let's see. If he sold 5 vacuums in one day, how much did he make? Well, we would go 30 plus 15 times 5. We have to do the timesing first for order of operation. So 15 times 5 is 75. So it would be 30 plus 75. So he would make $105. And let's say he sold 10 vacuums. 15 times 10 would be 150 plus 30 is $180. Let's say he sold 0 vacuums. Well, he would make $30 that day, but the boss might not hire him back in the future. So anyway, that is how we substitute in values to evaluate an expression.